A reporter mentioned that when she went to do her immigration renewal, to the immigration office to renew her passport, she was confronted by immigration officers who felt it wrong that she was still bearing her maiden name even after being married. And she was not just, it wasn't just a passing comment, it was an interrogative session. They kept coming, different people were now coming, they didn't stop talking about it over and over again, that why did she not change her name? She said, I was judged harshly by the immigration staff when I went to renew my international passport for keeping my name and refusing to bear my husband's name. It was so bizarre to them that, yes, her name is Aisha Salahuddin. She works with Punch, I believe, because this tweet came from Punch's official Twitter handle. And she was reporting her experience at the immigration service. She said one of the women even expressed shock that I didn't change my state of origin. Hey. I'm like,
who does that?
I feel almost, it feels almost ridiculous that women have to fight to keep their identities, who they are. Why must everything be tied to a man? I am an individual with it. So, Nima.
Let me say this was my experience.
Oh, okay.
So I got married just as I was going to law school. NYSC and all of that now jam. At the Supreme Court, after I was called as Akashat Nima, and my full names, the Supreme Court, I dropped my marriage certificate, status, married. Name, Akashat Nima. They say, where's your husband's name? I say, don't worry about that. My name is my name. I was made to put down my husband's name in place of my father's name at the Supreme Court.
Wow. So I'll let you conclude that story after this break. Okay. Let's go on a quick break. When we return, we'll discuss this issue of change of name. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
So, Nima, you were giving us this story about how your name became
to enter the lawyer's call register, there's a procedure that we do at the Supreme Court. They say I should explain why I am married and there's no Mrs. in the name, or why I'm not using my husband's name. I dragged with one woman. Fortunately, there was one hijabite among the registers. I just let this woman pass. So I was able to escape that one. But NYSC, I was, what do you call it? How they postponed it. I was sent to Kogi.
Deployed.
My camp was deployed to Kogi State, wherever their camp was. I got there, I brought my marriage certificate as my grounds to be redeployed to Lagos and all of that. And the woman said, Madam, you are not married. I said, Madam, very, very married. This is my paper and everything. She said I must be Mrs. Zibiri or nothing. We had this argument. I had connections. I called my uncle, who's retired now from NYSC, and he was in Kogi as well. He came, he spoke to her. She seemed to have been calm. And then I got to Lagos. I didn't even notice anything until post-service. You know, when we go to get and my full certificate was sent. I am now Nima Zibiri. There's no Akashat in any part of it. And that woman did to me like this.
You will see.
I don't understand.
Oh.
I'm a Muslim. And by Islam, I don't lose my identity to marriage. I remain my father's daughter, and I would have proudly remained one. You know me, the way I used to carry it on my head. As you say, there's nothing else.
Even in the marriage, you're carrying it on your head.
I carry it well with all pride, because I don't know how I will repay my father if I quickly change his name. I don't know. That was a major battle for me. I would have even thought, if Islam didn't make marriage so important, to just escape marriage because I don't want to lose that identity entirely.
Yes.
If it was such an important thing, I would have left it quickly. You people that want to marry. Leave us that don't want to marry. But Islam has made marriage important. So constantly, from the age of 21, I kept thinking, how am I going to remain Akasha Nima? I don't want to change.
When you get married.
So legally, there's no law insisting that we lose our identity. It is a tradition in England when the women married those days, because they were part of their husband's estate. So change their identity to reflect the new estate. It is not our own culture in Africa. No, is it our religion?
Really?
Why even carry on for head?
So let me quickly get Mariam's opinion on our discussion is centered around the changing of names. How did it occur to you that you don't want to change your name?
No, I didn't mind changing my name. I like the name Longe. I'm tall. My husband is tall. So Longe just saying, Walla doesn't really. My mother-in-law used to say that when she lived in England, people called her Mrs. Long, Mrs. Long. So I mean, longs were long.
Sweet.
So I know I've had conversations like that where people are going back and forth whether to keep.
But I really wanted to keep my
so,
name.
Like, I played with the idea of like the double-barreled names, but I don't mind the name. It's fine. It's nice. So for me, I don't think it's a big deal if that is your choice. But also, I feel that if you do not want it, it should also, and the spouses agree between themselves, it should not be a big, it should not be a problem. But for me, it was okay. It's nice to have my children also bear my name. I don't know, maybe because I lost my dad so early and I did not have the sort of relationship that you had with yours. Maybe if I had that, maybe I would have felt a sense of loss when I didn't.
I have a very strong affinity for my, I used to carry my name on my head. My name is Temitope Udubela. Like I used to, when I'm introducing myself, it was with pride. Like Temitope Udubela, like Udubela. I used to say over and over again, like, so I didn't want to drop my name. I didn't want to. I actually thought I dropped, but like even before, so that's why what I say is that love carried me. I carried me totally. Like it was anything I was going to do. So, but what was your own?
For me, I would say I did not have sense at the time I was getting married because I didn't think about this conversation of name. Should I keep the name? Should I take away the name? Did not come into my consciousness. So I didn't have it. But if I had sense, I would have, wanted to keep my husband's direct name and not the family name. Because the family name is way, I don't even know who the Ugbo man is. I don't know who he is. It's way. I would have just answered Uche or combined it with Ije. I used to be Ije, Uche. Yeah, very sweet. BC Ije was just so sweet. Yeah, or BC Uche, Mrs. BC Uche. That kind of thing. But I didn't have sense that time, Jare.
I think, funny enough, we had this conversation. Thank you for reminding me. That's why my name is double barreled, actually. The plan was that my name was going to become, we were going to become Mrs. Mark. Like, we were going to take his first name, but we didn't want Odigie. But then I got into TVC and all my papers carried Odigie. So I had to now say, we'll still drop the Odigie later. Let's start with Tope Odigie. Yeah. And then Tope Odigie became TMO. Yes. And TMO now became...
I remember the conversation.
Yes, it was...
And if you have to change
but I think the conversation concerning this particular lady is the way she was
how she was shamed.
Yes, how she was shamed for it.
It's a serious issue. This patriarchy thing. Is the society forcing you to lose whatever value? So whatever you want to be identified with is what you value. What is important to you. And I'm seriously in love with my husband. Very much in love with him. I'd have loved to be called Mrs. Mohammed, not Mrs. Zibiri, because just like BC explained, I don't know the Zibiris. I will not force an Akokia on anybody. I don't even use my family name. I use my father's name. Yeah, direct. Yeah. So I'm an Akokia's daughter, granddaughter. But I don't use Akokia. The family is too wide. I mean, where will you place a hand?
So you see, this topic here is also very, very relevant to our guests. And of course, we all do not agree with the enforcement and shaming of someone's decision not to take up a name. Nobody should be shamed. No woman, no married woman should be shamed for deciding not to take up her husband's name. It is not compulsory. As long as both man and wife agree, it is fine. But let me introduce our guest because she has something to say about this.